everyone, I just finished filming a part of my review thingy-majig for the Born This Way foundation, or I guess the last part of that video. I was going to do it in 2 parts and decided that I didn't want to do that. I just figured I would place it at the end of that video to let you know that semi-final thought. Maybe it's final. I'll probably say something about it in the future. Who even knows? But I figured while I'm sitting here, I may as well do a chit chat, get ready with me video. And the camera did stop on me while I was filming the last video. And so, you know, I had to go and watch the video and see where it stopped and try to remember the, information that I had been talking to myself that whole time. So yeah, anyways, I thought that I would do, I would just chat with you guys while I was doing makeup. I don't have a reason really to wear makeup because I plan on cleaning up the house. Obviously you can probably see that there's clutter and mess, and I've been working on it for a while, and it's sorry, I know it's annoying. I'm gonna have to keep checking, but it's just a work in progress, and I feel I make progress on certain areas, and then and then just natural accumulation of other things happen, especially with a child, and you're trying to keep it all together. But yeah, I just plan on doing house stuff. I might have a thing that I'm going to this evening, but who knows if my makeup will still be on at that point, just with how much it melts off my face. So yeah, what is going on? I just listened. Okay, I haven't watched American Idol as the show in years, but I did with a lot of people watch when Kelly Clarkson won many years ago, and I used to watch it every year after that for a long time. And yeah, I just haven't the last few years. But she did a performance on this season's American Idol. The song is called, I think, Piece by Piece. And I just listened to it, I think it was within the last hour. Legitimately, guys, I bawled my eyes out. It just hit so close to home. So not her exact, she's more, I think, praising her husband while talking about her dad. Are you for real? The battery says it's going out, so I better get on this. I had it sitting on the charger. Good grief, And so, I mean, my memory is so bad. I do forget how much I have said before about how I was raised and the abandonment issues I had. And so when she was singing that song, I was thinking about my mom, and she gets to a part in the song where she does talk about her daughter and how she'll never let her daughter listen to the song or go watch the performance or whatever. The judges were crying. It was really I literally when the performance was over, I put my phone down and then just sobbed into my pillow for a while. It was very, I'm a wreck. So yeah, I was not expecting that to happen at all. And so there's that, and just kind of dealing with stuffs. I went to see Deadpool last weekend. I'm really used to Ryan Reynolds being a wholesome-ish character. I was really wow, this is really vulgar. Would not let my children watch that ever. But I like action movies. I don't want to say violent, but basically violent. I just like those type of movies, but in real life I don't like violence. So don't think that I'm just some crazy violent person, because I'm really super everybody needs to love each other, and I just really wish that we'd all give each other extended hugs. I love hugs and people loving each other. But yeah, movies, I'm like down with that. I'm not really a like girly movie or romantic movie type person. Action and comedies are my jam. But anyways, there's a scene. I don't want to give away spoilers, but there was a scene that really triggered a physical response in me where like my chest started to tighten, my heart started to race, my breathing was shallow. I started to feel like I was about to have a panic attack, and I was just like, what is this triggering? And it's hard because ECT took away a lot of my memories, but it also, like, more and more as time is going by, I am seeing that it, like, memories that are gone, like, are going back years. So, and I have no idea, like, how it chooses which memories are gone. But I don't, like, I was talking to my therapist, and she said that, like, a lot of times for people with really traumatic things, their brain will forget, but their body remembers. And something about that scene triggered something in me, and I don't know what it is. And I don't think that I knew what it was even before ECT, because, like, I've watched movies like this for many years and have never had like a response like that where it caused me to like go into a panic. Like, I brought it down and everything ended up being fine, but it just was, yeah, it was really weird. So the other thing that I've been thinking about is kind of like the direction of my channel. And I don't want to say like maybe direction. For a long time now, I've been wanting to change the name of my channel. I just kind of don't really like it. And the first time I ever created a channel was back in like early 2008 or maybe late 2007. I think 2008 was the first time that I ever like filmed a video. Yeah. And it was under a different channel name. And this was at the time where YouTube was not very big. I actually, like, it was a smaller community. And and I remember, like, when it first started, I don't know if you guys watch 11th Gorgeous. Most people know who 11th Gorgeous is, but at the time, like, both of our channels were very small. And we bonded over Dirty Dancing, like the movie, because I was talking about taking my grandparents to see Dirty Dancing the play. Anyways, all that aside, it was just a very small, like, it was very small, and then obviously it kind of like blew up to be what it is. And I didn't, like, at that point, I did not have good camera equipment. I just didn't really know what I was doing. And eventually, like, life happened and I stopped recording. And then when I decided to have a channel again, it was like, I think 2011, and that's when I created this channel. And I had like a kind of like a certain thought on what it was going to be, sort of, but not really, I guess. It was more just going to be like being a mom and being interested in makeup. And that's still where I am, but it's more than that. And I feel like I have more things to say, especially since I became honest with the fact that I struggle so severely with depression, and like this year was just horrible, and I'm just super now passionate about speaking out and being an advocate for those that don't feel like they have a voice when they're struggling. And like, there's a few situations that I will probably end up bringing up that could be like considered controversial, I guess, but I feel like there needs to be like an explanation. But I will say shortly, my husband was in the United States Marine Corps, and I have a ton of respect for the men and women that sacrifice their lives. Not just people like that deploy, but when you're in the military, like even if you're in the United States, there's so much that you sacrifice and so much of your time that you sacrifice away from your family and your children and whatnot. And there's things that go on, and the military does not really treat their people. It stopped recording. I didn't check to see where it stopped recording. I'm assuming in the last couple minutes. What I was saying is that just like the VA isn't very good for the most part, at helping people that are suffering from mental illnesses. A lot of it is PTSD. They really do not handle it very well, and it's really infuriating. There's a few situations in my life right now with people that I love and care about that are not getting the help that they need and that they deserve, and it's very frustrating. I started doing some research, and I have read a few things. There's like a specific article that talks about specifically the Army, that since from 2009 until now, they have discharged over 22,000 soldiers that have mental health issues, but discharge them under the guise of misconduct so that they don't have to pay them disability or health care. And there's more specifics than that, and I know that like a subject like this can bring up a lot of like people get up in arms and they get defensive, or it becomes like a political thing. And I'm just stating to you that I'm not saying this like blindly. I'm saying this as someone who's watched it happen to multiple people and someone who is now doing more research, and it's something that I want to talk about. It's just, it's hard. Like, there's just so many things that I want to talk about, and it's hard to know like what I can talk about, because if you talk about things that involve other people, even if you don't name them, do they feel disrespected? My channel isn't like so huge that I feel like it'll be like such an issue. But what if like people eventually find it, like people that are involved, like in those certain, like in this situation, the people would give me permission to talk about it. But there's other things I want to talk about. Like I feel like I feel like I just need to be really honest about my past, and I have a lot of like things to share, but then I get afraid of if there's like backlash from it, I guess. Like, I was in an abusive relationship before my husband, and I feel like, okay, so I share these experiences, but then like, what if that person sees it? And like, obviously I would not share their name or anything. And I'm sure that they have like a separate viewpoint of those situations that happened. And I know it could be like, oh, who cares? But I really, like, I do not like conflict, and I don't want to be attacked. I also, the truth can be really hard, but the truth is I was abandoned as a child, and I'm just kind of like, okay, is my mom going to end up seeing this? Is my dad going to end up seeing this? Is it going to be something that like hurts their feelings, even though I'm not talking about it to, personally attack people? And then there's just, many of you know that I'm Christian. I believe in God, and but that doesn't mean that we are perfect beings, and that doesn't mean that I didn't make a lot of mistakes, and things that I regret, and things that I reflect on now where I'm like, okay, this would probably be something that I would handle differently if it were today, or maybe it wouldn't be, because I'm going through a hard time, and life is difficult. Like, and I know that what's hard about it is that I know that it doesn't matter what religion you are, there is no perfect. There isn't. Like, it doesn't matter if you go to church, and it doesn't matter if you're on your knees praying every day. We are still sinners. And now, obviously, if you're watching this and you don't believe in God, you're going to be like, wow, you're a freaking crackpot. But these are my beliefs. And so obviously, like, if my beliefs bothered you that much, then you would stop watching. But I don't want, there's so many like radical religious people out there that make like genuine people, like genuine Christians, look bad, because they are taking the beliefs and using it in a negative manner. And, you know, like people be like, oh, Christians are judgmental or this and that. And I'm like, and it's just like, no, if you're actually like living by what you believe in, like what Christ says, then no, that's not it. And it's not our jobs to be judgmental. I think that because we're sinners and we're human, that we are prone to judge. We're prone to like make mistakes. All that to say, I have made mistakes. I wanted to wait until I was married before I was intimate with a man. I did not. That is a regret of mine. And then there's, you know, I say that and it's like, it shouldn't be such a big deal. But at the same time, like I said, I think, oh no, like my family will see this. Or what if people from church see this? Like I just don't want someone that's not familiar with me. Like, you know, some of you viewers, like if you've watched my channel for a while, you know who I am. But I don't want someone new to come across and be like, oh, this girl says that she was a Christian, but she's talking about this party that she went to and she did this, this, and this. What a hypocrite. You know, where I just more want to share these experiences that happen and like mistakes that I made or things that I've learned, or, you know, some of them I still find funny. I'm like, wow, that doesn't really match up with like my morals, but it's still something funny or just like wild that can be shared for whatever reason I decide to share it at that point in time. Again, like I just don't want to project the wrong thing and be labeled a hypocrite or make not like me personally look bad, but I don't want people to like look and be like, oh, there's another Christian that is like a hypocrite, when really they don't care, you know, like they don't care for religion at all or don't believe in God at all. But it's just it would be another reason to kind of like label people bad. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, I'm a Christian and I do everything right and I don't have a past and I've never made mistakes and I've never done anything wrong. And I feel like that would just be super fake, because it is real. And the fact is like, you can love God every second and just be the most devoted, but we're still human beings. And that is what the truth is. That is what the truth is. We're all messed up, and all we can do is try to be the best people that we can be. And I'm not saying that, like, obviously I believe in God and I wish that everybody did, but that doesn't mean that I think that you have to believe in God to be a good person, because you don't. And like that, it is so hard to like get a point across, because I don't, again, like, I feel like certain things can be very easily misrepresented. I'm not the greatest verbal speaker and getting things across. I just think, and that's where it is hard. Like, if you know me, you know that I'm not going to be judgmental and just like, if you are someone that looks at religion and just thinks that like it's all fake or people are fake, like that's not true. And everybody has problems regardless of what you believe in, and there is no perfect thing, there is no perfect person, there is no, sorry, just being a little insecure about the camera. We all have it all, and it doesn't matter what. I love people, and I want to love all people no matter what. But, you know, now I'm just like on a tangent. I guess I'm just saying that, like, I don't know how people would respond to certain things. And like, some people might be like, oh, well, that's inappropriate to say. And it's just kind of like, well, I'm not saying it because I want to like encourage bad behavior because I've made mistakes in the past. But it's just kind of one of those things, you know, like you keep a lot of things like close to your chest and you don't say them, but then all of a sudden, like, some people might catch wind. Because for a long time it was pretty like private that I made videos, but more and more people have, like, that I know in real life know that I make videos, and so then I watch them and I'm like, I really hope that you're not like offended by that, because that's not what I meant. Does that make any sense? I'm sorry, guys. I know that I'm kind of like blah, 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 blah. It's more something I need to get over, I guess, because I do feel very passionate about like honesty and just like acceptance and loving people and sharing what you've been through, how you've gotten through it, or maybe like how you're not through it yet, but you're working on it. And it's just like, I know that I appreciate videos where like people are being real and you're like, wow, I'm not alone in this, and this person isn't fake and they're not pretending that life is glamorous. So that's kind of like where I'm just trying to figure out like where to go and how to make that happen. And then also just trying to think of what I'm going to change my name to, because I've been thinking about that a lot, and I'm like, well, maybe not, I won't. And then I'm like, but it's something I keep thinking about, so I want to. So I hope that I didn't mess up somewhere. I'm sure when I'm editing this video, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, why'd you say it like that? You should have, like, this is what you meant, or you said that 5 times. Like, they get it. You don't need to repeat yourself that many times. Like, shut it down. So, all right. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.